Well, hi everyone. This is Paul Gillen. I'm here with Sam Maule, who's managing consultant for Carlisle and Gallagher Consulting Group, and we're talking about the Money 2020 panel on tomorrow's bank. And Sam, why don't we start off by asking you to talk about why this topic resonates so well in the banking and financial technology space?
Thanks, Paul. It is one of those topics we all want to have that crystal ball sitting on our desk and predict the future. And especially in banking, this topic ties so well. You just even think about the conference name itself, Money 2020. So if forecasting out to the year 2020, what will the payment space, what will banking be like? And also that 2020 vision, right? A clear picture of what the path will be. And for somebody in this space like myself that's in financial technology, the pace of change that's occurring so much. I actually heard a quote a few days ago that if you're looking out greater than 6 months and you're in product management, good luck. So, there's a challenge right there, trying to predict what the banking space will be like a couple of years from now. What will be the key drivers within that space. This is a topic that will resonate with anyone that is in banking, is in the startup space, and payments in general. It's one that we all hold near and dear to our hearts.
And when you think of all the changes of just the last 5 years of banking, it seems impossible to consider what banking will look like in 5 years. But we can learn things from the past, Sam. So in thinking about the future, what would you say are some of the lessons of the past few years that bankers can take into account?
Well, let's think 5 years ago. Very timely, right? October 2008. About the eye of the storm, I think, for all of us. If you were to go back then and try to predict what the banking space would be like in October 2013, I don't think many of us would have got it right, in all honesty. I think a lot of those of us that were predicting what would actually happen in the space, if we admitted it, most of us were a bit wrong. The future was very uncertain, especially in toward the back end of 2008. Heck, you look back 10 years, right? Let's go back to 2003, and you think about the companies that and the entire businesses that have started up in the past 10 years that are affecting banking and the direction of where banking is going and payments are going. Take it back 15 years. And you even think about the sponsor, one of the chief sponsors for this conference in Google. That if you were to describe what the world would be like in 2013, and you look at two of the most valuable companies in the world, which would be Apple and Google, I think most people would probably look at you a bit strange back then. So I think there are plenty of lessons that can be learned on how we've seen technology shift, how we've seen consumer behavior shift, and how we've seen the relationship between banking, technology, and consumers, and kind of convergence of all three. A lot of lessons that can be applied, again, going back over the 5, 10, 15 years.
Well, Sam, you already mentioned some of the factors that are impacting the banking industry. Consumer behavior, certainly mobility is huge, regulatory issues. What do you think are some of the factors that bankers should look forward to over the next 5 years that will have the most influence on how banking develops during that time?
And Paul, there are plenty of answers to that question. There's just a plethora I could choose from. I'm going to focus in on the one that's near and dear to my heart, and that's the customer engagement model. Our customers, our consumers that are using our services, they are so used to the technology now. I reflect on my own personal life. I have 4 kids. So I have a 19-year-old daughter all the way down to an 8-year-old son. And all of them are digital natives. They grew up using these tools. They grew up using mobile. They've grown up using the tablets, internet savvy. The customer engagement model being very simplistic, very direct, very few clicks, if you will, to be able to drill down. That's expected for them. My 8-year-old is amazing at what he can do on the iPad and how it's just intuitive for him to be able to jump in. But it's also true now of, it's a shift in demographics. You look at the adoption rate when it comes to Facebook, when it comes to Twitter, for an older generation. We're all getting used to using these tools, and we expect our banks to get in line. I shouldn't go online to manage my account and it still look like it's 2002. or 2003. I don't care which platform I'm using. I don't even like the word platform. I don't care which channel I'm using to get in, whether it's my mobile phone, whether it's my tablet, my iPad, whether I'm going online. I want it seamless. I want a consistent experience, and I want you to know me as a customer. And that's what I'm expecting, and there's plenty of room for improvement with the services we're providing. We're getting better as an industry. I really do believe that, but I think there's a lot of room for growth in that space.
Sam Maule of Carlisle and Gallagher Consulting Group. Sounds like an exciting session. Hope you have a packed house.
Excellent. Thank you, Paul.